Hey guys, Sugar Happy John coming out to another Diablo Immortal video. This is going to try to be a quick one. What we're going to talk about is going to be the Paragon level system once you hit level 50. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, John, why do I care about Paragon level 50 and why should I keep watching this video? Well, it's pretty simple. When you go over to this Paragon level, you will see that you now have a couple of more trees to spec into. What does this mean for you? Does this mean, oh, I should go over here and I should start speccing into these? Yeah, not so much, buddy. We're gonna cover that. We're gonna talk to you about what you should be doing for level 50 and what it's gonna concern with your account if you are going to stay in your current tree or if you're going to move over to the Treasure Hunter or Gladiator tree. All right, so as you see here, we have the Survivor tree, the Treasure Hunter tree. We have the Vanquisher tree, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with. We also have the Gladiator tree. First, let's go ahead and let's talk about use cases on each individual tree, because I feel like that's what's gonna make the difference on what you decide to do on your own personal account. So if we go over here to the Vanquisher tree, you'll notice that that's the one that I'm spec'd into right now. We have Survivor, which I've not spec'd into, Treasure Hunter, Gladiator. They're all 100 possibilities, right? When we click on them, you will see here I have 49 points that I've unlocked. You can see my attribute bonuses right here. I have plus 600 damage, plus 68 armor penetration. Now, how did I get this and why is this important? Well, one, I got this from going in here and speccing into the damage multipliers here, like, and your armor pen. Now, there are multiple different ways to do this and multiple ways to approach this. You could do the top row and go over here and get maybe some bag space. Say if you are a free-to-play player, right? Vanquisher was probably the most spec'd into tree out of all the trees that we've had so far, because unless you were going to be the top ranking immortal, it just didn't make sense to choose anything else other than Vanquisher. The reason being is because the immortal is going to pick Survivor because they need to basically survive. They need to take less damage for each time they lose health. This is like the pro strat for if you were trying to become immortal and participate in the immortal fight. That being said, if you are not the top 4 in your clan that are going to be participating in this fight, not something you should be worrying about. Now, with that being said, now what do you do? Okay, so now we have your level 50, and the reason why we bring this up is because Server Paragon's getting pretty close, guys. Right now, Server Paragon is 48. As of the release of this video, Server Paragon will be 50. That means everybody will have a chance to get to this point in the game, and honestly, you guys will all probably hit this super quick, because if you are below the Paragon level, it's very easy to get to Paragon level or higher. So what you need to be aware of, what you need to know, and what I'm going to kind of point out to you is a couple of things. You now have Treasure Hunter or Gladiator. To get into those trees, what you're going to do is you're going to come up here and you're going to click on this tab. It's going to say, are you sure you want to reset your Paragon points? 1 free reset per week. Note that this is 1 free reset per week, okay? So for those of you who are trying to think, okay, what do I do? What do I need? What's going to be the most beneficial to me on my account for pushing, say, in-game content, for running Heliquary, for PvP, for getting ready for Shadow Wars? What's going to make the most sense? Well, one, you're going to go ahead and respec. Okay, I have 50 points. That means I can take 50 out of 100, right? Now, the question is, what do I do with this? So here's the short answer, and the long answer will come afterwards. The short answer is you need to decide what is your end goal. What type of player are you? Are you a free-to-play player? Are you a in-game whale player? Are you going for immortal? Or are you just a casual? Depending on your answer is going to determine what one of these you're going to go. Okay, the reason why I say that is because you get 1 reset a week. So every week you can totally reset this. You can choose one build, use it, and then respec later in the next week. Now, however, there's only one of them. So it's not like you can just say, oh, I'm only going to respec for Shadow Wars and then I go back. Well, that won't work. At that point, you're going to be out of resets. And then once you do that, well, then you're kind of SOL. As you see here, you can see the cooldown remaining is 7 days. So at this point, I'm going to be locked into my build. All right, so it's gonna be up to me to kind of decide what route in the game are we gonna be taking. Am I going to be the pay to win Andy? Am I gonna be the free to play Andy? Am I gonna be the casual? What route am I gonna take inside Diablo Immortal to really push my content and my account that much further? What do I need? At this point, you're Paragon 50. You really won't see a big increase until you get to Paragon 80. Paragon 60 is gonna be the next gear upgrade. So now you know for sure you need 10 levels before anything is just super impactful. Now, is 10 levels gonna take you a long time? Probably not. It's gonna take you maybe 2-3 days, depending on the level or the daily grind that you do, because we're talking about Paragon level 50, which you are hitting as of today of this video releasing. So here's what I would advise. If you are a free-to-play player, you're going to want to go down this treasure hunter route. If you are a pay to win, you're gonna probably want to look at Gladiator, or take a step back, think about what you're gonna be doing with your clan, with your warband. What is your gonna be goal and priority? Gladiator is going to be very impactful for all PvP type content. It's gonna be amazing. If you are someone who loves PvP, Gladiator is, this whole tree is toxic. Whole tree is toxic. Even like cheat death, for example. Now, here's the thing. I don't know that all these skills get transposed onto the Immortal. I'm gonna think they do. I personally am probably gonna go with the Gladiator route over the Treasure Hunter route for at least this battle upcoming. Now, what you should do, and what I'm gonna recommend, is if you are a free-to-play player, you want to go with Treasure Hunter. Treasure Hunter as a free-to-play player is gonna be the most beneficial to you. And here's why. You have 50 points right now. You can take 5 into the first one. Here, let's pop up the most powerful tool out there, the calculator. Let's pull it up and let's do some math. So if we take 50 that we start out with, we subtract 5. At this point, we've made it down this node. We're on to the next node here, Swift Learner. Let's go ahead and let's subtract 1 more. Okay, now we're down to 44. Move over here. Now we have to take this node and we have to complete this node before we can go north, south, or east, okay? So that means we have 15 that are taken, okay? 29 left. What are you gonna do with 29 points? So here's the thing. Here's what you're gonna know. As a free-to-play player, your problem is not, oh, I gotta get experience orbs. I'm not leveling fast enough. It's not your problem. Or, oh, I don't have enough gold. I can't RNG buy all the gear every day. That's my problem. No. Your problem is you need gear to drop. You need set gear and you need legendary gear. You need treasure find. That is what you're going to be looking for as a free-to-play player. So your route is going to be slightly different than a lot of people's. Now, here's the caveat of this. You have a couple of things to keep in mind and what to consider. Notice that the way this bracket works. You have to go north and then east to grab this treasure find. Then you have to go back down the middle and then come up or come to the east and then back up north to get greed. Greed is going to be the best skill that you can get for Treasure Hunter, and that's because it modifies your 50% drop rate to 75%. However, it's your treasure find and your lucky, aka your lucky, your treasure find. So at that point, you have to make a decision. What's going to be the best route for me as a free-to-play player? Well, I'm going to help you with that decision just a little bit. What's going to be the easiest for you and probably the most advantageous for your account is you're going to want to go north. You're going to want to come up here and you're going to take the 15 points in resistance. And at this point, you are not doing any more damage than what you should really be doing, right? I want to subtract those points, not add them, John. There we go. You have 14 points left. But at this point, you've lost a lot of damage, right? We showed you on the other tree how I had a lot of damage and I had other stats that were increased. Now we don't have those because we're Treasure Hunter, right? So keep that in mind. As you go this route as a free-to-play player, your CR is dropping. However, by going this route and picking back up this treasure find, hopefully this helps you. I'm not guaranteeing anything. You may still have the worst luck in the game. Everything in this game is RNG based. That's why you have to grind. You may get the worst luck ever and not get any CR improvements whatsoever, and this hoodwinks you completely. Luckily, in 7 days, you'll be able to reset it. As free to play, you're going to go treasure find. Your next move is going to be coming over here, getting gold find. So at this point, that's put you one more down. This leaves you 12. This means at level 50, you cannot, unfortunately, increase your finding better gear. What you can do is you can come over here, you can take armor pen. You can put all 12 of those into armor pen, which then leaves you 3 more left, 4 total levels to get. on your character to increase your drop rate of better gear. At this point, you will now have a lot better gear getting dropped, and that should help you build your CR back up because you've lost a lot of that damage. So now you need to make it up with your gear, right? You want to be going and getting your set gear. Now you're starting to get more into the end game. So now this treasure find is going to kind of help you a little bit, as well as your magic find from your gems. Definitely keep that in mind to get these certain drops that are going to improve your account. This is what I recommend for a free-to-play player. At that point, you're good. You guys know the drill. Go finish out the tree, do what you can. Don't forget to click up here and activate this tree though once you reset this. Common mistake, a lot of people I've watched other content creators totally fill all this out and never select it, so it doesn't apply. Make sure you do that. Okay, next, let's talk about the whales, right? Let's talk about the pay to win players. Let's talk about what your role is, what you should be doing depending on what you're trying to do in the game. Now, if you are not the leader of your guild, of your clan, what's going to be make the most sense to you? Are you going to be someone who's in the main battle for Shadow Wars? You're just trying to do a lot of damage? Are you focusing on doing PvP? Because right now PvP is super broken for the whales compared to the free to play. Depending on your answer to that situation is going to be whether or not you go Gladiator route or you go with Vanquisher Survivor. Now, Gladiator is amazing. This tree is absolute toxic. Now, when I say that, I mean that in all honesty, it's toxic. Cheat death, awesome. The Barbarian does not need this ability. Let's just give the Barbarian another not die skill, right? So if you're a Barb, I don't think you have any course of action other than just going boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? To be quite honest, like I think you're going 100% this route. Now, what would you do if you say you are the leader? So let's say you are trying to go and be the Immortal. Now, you have a couple options. You can do uncontrollable, which means that you basically cannot be CC'd, which is great for a minute. This happens every 30 seconds. We do not know if this time can be mitigated. It's not a thing that we know yet. We don't know if our gems modify any of these skills. I would assume they do not. This means you can go life, you can go potency. I'm gonna say you're gonna probably wanna go life because, once again, if you were going for Immortal, what you're trying to do is you were actually going for Survivor Tree. So life is gonna be very beneficial because you need to be able to have that sustain. You're already gonna negate a CC, now you're gonna add some life. Now, the other thing is, are you going to do this quick witted, or are you gonna come down here, do potency and do the trapper? Now, in my personal opinion, I'm gonna say doing this quick witted is probably gonna be the best thing, which is reduce the duration of loss of control effects against you by 10%, because that just means if you do somehow have your resistance low and you do get CC'd a little bit, at least it's gonna be 10% less. And that's quite a bit, especially when we talk about skills like that launch you in the air and you're stunned, like Black Hole versus the 6 seconds or whatever the case may be. This will mitigate that a little bit for you. Next, we have resistance. What was I just saying? If you don't have it, maybe you should get it. There you go. Now you have to pick one of those. We get that. Now we're back to life, huh? What are you seeing here? If you're going for Immortal, you're taking life. At this point, you can go up here and you can be toxic. So let's talk about this real quick. So you got 5 armor pins. Let's do some quick math again. -5, -1, and we're gonna pick the life route. -10, -1. Go down here, you got another -10. Okay, move over here. Now you've got -10 again. This allows you 13 points. Man, you got a lot of points here to burn. What are you gonna do with them? Well, you're definitely gonna take cheat death, right? Fatal attacks from players instead reduce you to 1 life while making you immune to damage and stunning you for 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, you can recover to 60% life. That's so broken, and it's every 2 minutes. This is like another barb cheat code. All right, so let's subtract 1, because you're definitely grabbing that, right? So now we're at 12. Last but not least, we have damage. Everybody's looking for damage. At this point, do you go damage or do you go for rapid recovery? Reduce the cooldowns of Trapper and Uncontrollable by 10 seconds. So this is where this gets a little hectic and a little crazy. So what you've effectively done is you've taken Uncontrollable. You've not taken Trapper because you're trying to mitigate CC, right? So this means you're gonna have to decide. You have 12 points, potency's 15. Or do you come down here and you take you just go right in here and you say, okay, I'm going to take damage and go that route? Or do you come down here, you take the armor, because you eventually would like to get that uncontrollable down faster, and then push over to Trapper. Trapper will then require you to just go down. I don't think you're going to have to get this potency tab to actually unlock Trapper. You may have to, but I don't think so. We may actually be able to grab it as soon as we unlock resistance, but I'm not entirely sure, because looking at the way the arrows are structured, I think you have to take that one route to get this to work properly. I do not know that for sure, but so we will find out when we get to that route. But either way, you're going to have to decide what to do after you take cheat death. In my personal opinion, you're going to want to take damage. This is going to be the best thing for you. Now, I mentioned this is going to be kind of the whale immortal route, right? At this point, Gladiator tree, super annoying. This is the PvP creme de la creme. Or you come back over here and you go Vanquisher and you say, okay, well, you know what? I want to do just some damage here. I want to increase damage on this one. I want to do all the armor pen. You know, maybe I'll come back up here and I'll get this potency. But honestly, at this point, you're probably going to forego Vanquisher tree. Survivor is still going to be very valid. Basically, the reason why is because if you are someone who is not going for Immortal and you're not pushing certain content to the end game, Indestructible is going to help you, because it's going to allow you not to die from real world monsters if you're just trying to play by yourself, or if you're just trying to run dungeons, Elder Rifts, and stuff like that, right? It's literally fatal attacks from monsters and instead reduce you to 1 life and make you immune to all damage from monsters for 3 seconds. So for those who are like trying to push Elder Rifts, that are trying to push Challenge Rifts, Indestructible is going to really help you. So at this point, you're going to want to probably go down the Survivor tree to get Indestructible if you want to start trying to beat some records. I know a lot of people are trying to do that right now. And also you have Recognition, which then reduces Stalwart and Escape Artist. Escape Artist, whenever you drop below 30% life, you gain 35% increased movement speed. This is literally a strat for speed running, is to just lower your health and go fast. I mean, it's a thing. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. It's kind of broken. Unyielding, same thing. There are some strategies here that could be very good. I would recommend this tree for like kind of like the casual, kind of the person who's not necessarily wailing out, but maybe they would like to get a little bit of an increase and push some other content pretty quickly. Myself, I'm gonna go ahead and you know what? I'm gonna pick the Gladiator tree. We're gonna go through this. I got a few minutes left in this video. I kind of talked through what I'm gonna do, so let's see what we can do here. Let's just take it. So I'm gonna take all 5 armor pen. I'm gonna take uncontrollable. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna take all the life. I'm gonna take quick witted. I hope. Maybe not. Uh-oh. Requires 10. Oh, requires 10. I'm like, what's going on here? There we go. I was like, man, this is gonna get broken quick. All right, we got 5, we got 10. Okay, now this answered the question. Know how earlier I was talking about if this arrow is that was gonna work? Nope, we gotta do 15 here. So those arrows do signify how this is gonna work properly. In case you guys can't see behind my head, this isn't leveled up, so it doesn't work. Okay, let's move over here. Let's grab this one here. We're up to 10. All right, I got 13 points left. You guys saw my math. My math is jiving. Now I got 12 points left. Now it's the age-old question. Do I go damage or do I go for rapid recovery? I'm going pure damage. We're going Bob's the uncle, straight damage. I lost a lot of damage by going this route. However, what I gained is a lot of fun stuff to do, so to speak, on the overall over-under, so to speak, on PvP, doing the immortal fights, everything like that. It's gonna be a lot more fun. It's gonna be interesting. You'll see here my damage dropped quite a bit. My armor pen, nah. However, I was able to go ahead and snag the uncontrollable, quick-witted, and cheat death. So now I have cheat death. This means that will synergize very, very well with certain gems like Phoenix Ashes, if I choose to go that route. If you're a barbarian, then you have Phoenix Ashes. You have your skill, which allows you not to die and be annoying. Plus that gives you 3 potential outs. You guys get what I'm going with this. So that's the route I'm gonna take. That's what I just did. I'm locked into this build for a week. I will let you know in a week if this was a good choice or if I should have went Treasure Hunter. But I hope this video helps you. I hope this broke down a little bit as to what you need to be working on when it comes to your Paragon leveling and what tree to go down, how to activate it, how to pick it. and how to kind of think through that whole process of what you're trying to do in game. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. And yeah, can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace.